Said you and your team created Ghana's first autonomous AI-powered farming robot.
That's correct.
How did you get here, bro?
I mean, this is a story that requires
Briefly.
a 5-hour podcast.
I know, right?
Long story short, my co-founder and I came down with the conviction a very long time ago that we had to move beyond hoes and cutlasses for farming. And so, coming from a tech background, our immediate thought was, how can we bring automation into farming? Not to replace farmers, but to make sure that we have an efficient labor force that can till the land to maximize its full potential.
Future of Africa's farming or agriculture is not coming from Silicon Valley. It's built right here in Africa. It's built right here in Ghana.
But the reality is that when you sell people something that they can connect with and see that, oh, this thing can help me cut down my production cost by up to 60%, then that's your immediate click right there.
Listen, bro, the future of Africa's farming or agriculture is not coming from Silicon Valley, right? It's built right here in Africa. It's built right here in Ghana. You are the founder of FAMA. You and your team created Ghana's first autonomous AI-powered farming robot.
That's correct.
How did you get here, bro?
I mean, this is a story that requires
Briefly.
a 5-hour podcast.
I know, right?
But long story short, my co-founder and I came down with the conviction a very long time ago that we had to move beyond hoes and cutlasses for farming because it didn't make sense for us to keep farming in the traditional way with hoes and cutlasses whilst the rest of the world worked with very advanced technologies.
Yeah.
And so, coming from a tech background, our immediate thought was, how can we bring automation into farming? Not to replace farmers, but to make sure that we have an efficient labor force that can till the land to maximize its full potential. And so we went through several ideas around what we're going to build. Was it going to be a flying robot? Was it going to be a swimming robot? Right? And our market research led us to conclude on building something that could handle the extreme nature of farmlands in Ghana. And that's why you see the robot looking the way it is. It's designed to be able to handle both flatlands as well as very uneven terrains, which is typical in this part of the world, and making sure that we can still offer full services without any compromises.
Wow. That's an impressive innovation. I looked at the exhibition there and I saw the promising future for you and your team and the company too. I mean, going through the research, undertaking your research thoroughly, what have you come to realize about the industry loopholes?
What I would say is there are so many problems in the ag space that unfortunately are not being addressed because innovation isn't really happening. Some might say it's for good reason, but we don't have the innovation at the scale that we need to be able to solve some of our problems. And so some of the things that we've realized were around capital availability for innovation, as well as how ready farmers are to adopt technology that you make available to them. And we had a lot of criticism around how feasible a robot would be for farmers, around costs, around technology awareness and things like that. But the reality is that when you sell people a tech product, they wouldn't buy it. But when you sell people a solution, something that they can connect with and see that, oh, this thing can help me cut down my production cost by up to 60%, then that's your immediate click right there. And so the one thing that we realized was that all the talk around our farmers are not sophisticated enough to use the technology, they were wrong. They're on TikTok using TikTok. They use WhatsApp. What is it that WhatsApp provides that is making them want to use the products? And those are some of the learnings that we were able to conclude on during the R&D process.
So it's solution first, it's not product first. When you said that, I remember the statement by Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk where they talked about Mark Zuckerberg. He said that in order to make money, you don't go about creating a product first. You first of all look into your society or your community or your country or your nation, wherever you are, and then you find a problem. And then you address the problem, and that's how you make money. And I'm happy you are doing that. Exactly.
It was hard data to conclude on because you really have to see the extremes of the farming industry to be able to conclude on that. But I'm glad we were able to do so.
And congratulations to you. How was growing up in the northern part of Ghana, precisely Boku, shaped this vision or innovation?
Well, in an environment where you don't really have access to a lot of technology for farming especially, It made me realize how crucial and important what we're building was, and just made it very evident that we had to really double down on building something that could address the problems that we had. And you start building out some of these solutions, and you immediately realize that we don't just have the problem in Ghana or in West Africa. It's available in Latin America, it's available in Southeast Asia. And these are all environments where our technology could dominate in. And that's what makes me truly proud. We haven't just built a solution that's going to change the way we farm in this part of the world. It's something that is global. It can work in West Africa, it can work in Asia, anywhere else in the world, even on the moon. And that is something that, you really have to see the extremes to be able to conclude on such a decision.
I have a question of acceptance, right? Look at this. We grew up in a society where sometimes you see someone is suffering, and with their problem, you have a solution to their problem. But they will not be willing to accept that solution. So in this case, how are you going to ensure that your solution to the problem of agriculture in Ghana and wholly Africa is being seen, noticed, and recognized and accepted overall?
The key challenge right now for us isn't selling the products. It's going to be getting people to be comfortable using it. And that's where the acceptance comes in. The first thing that we are doubling down on right now is awareness. We need to make people understand that we haven't built alien technology. This is something that is truly addressing your problem. This is how it works. You can touch it, you can use it, you can access the service. It's not expensive. And once you're able to bridge that gap between what they think about and what they see and how they actually interact with it, that changes the narrative around acceptance.
Okay, that's good. I don't know what your marketing rollout is, but I stood from afar and I was observing the robot, right? And I was like, okay, I don't know what your marketing rollout is, but I came out with this creative idea. I don't know if you would like to initiate it. So I was thinking of get someone fashionable, someone very stylish and known online to model on this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the design. I don't know who designed it. Who designed it?
Wow, it was a team effort.
It was a team effort. Yeah. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's not just the normal or usual robots or machine for farming or agriculture.
I'm glad you see it.
Yeah, it's different. And with something that is unique, I usually like to embed some creativity in it, not the corporate or traditional way of marketing to audiences. Do you understand? When you get people, there are a lot of influential people online who dress. For example, Made in Ghana is a comedian. He likes to dress, right? If you want, I can talk to him. I don't know, whatever the deal is.
Right now, again, it's about the awareness that I was talking about. So if we don't create an ecosystem where people see the robot as something that is a part of our culture and our society, we might fail. Yeah. And so we really have to double down on awareness, and that means being creative in how we sell the story. Yeah. We don't have to model this as, technology from the West is going to change the world. It has to be something that Kwame, who does 2 acres somewhere in the eastern region, can relate to without having to think so much about it. And so marketing is something that we are also going to be doubling down on to make sure that we can truly penetrate the different segments of markets, agriculture. Because the long-term game for us is we really want people to get into farming as well. Because we've addressed 2 of the key challenges, just like I mentioned during my interview previously. We've addressed labor and we've addressed precision. And so the discussion now is no longer, can I get people to work on my farm? It's now going to be about how many acres can I cultivate? Because now your produce are going to be abundant, they're going to be much more affordable, and you'd have much more competitive prices on the global markets. And so if you ask me, I'd say this is how we feed ourselves at scale.
Very good.
Yeah.
Take it even to runways, let it put it on the edge or the side of the runway, bro.
Pitch us ideas,
you can do a lot of stuff with
we'll
this.
Pick the one that resonates more.
Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because obviously these people are influential. They have the audience. It would also help us reach, the newer generation, to paint a newer picture of agriculture. Because for the longest time, agriculture has been this industry where you don't touch it because of how mundane and outdated it is. But once you introduce technology in the mix, and it's no longer about hose and cutlasses, but now it's about AI and data and all these fancy technologies that are simply just enabling farming to happen at scale, then we can truly have a wider presence of and participation of, especially as young people in agriculture.
Yeah, it's good. Penetrating to different demographics is key. In a world where people, assume innovation comes from outside,
Yeah.
with with this robot designed, built, and assembled entirely here in Ghana, how does that make you feel personally, bro?
I'm 60% proud because we are not able to make all of the robots in Ghana right now. We're able to make a decent portion of it, which has given us the ability to have a competitive price. But I think the price can still go down. And the only way that can happen is if we can make as much of the robot, at least 90% of the production parts of the robots in-house, then we can truly have this to be ubiquitous so that even you can start farming without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars having to own one of these. And so I'm proud, but I still feel we have a long way to go. And if any government person is listening or anyone who can talk to government, look, double down on investments in this technology. This is a one-time chance to be able to leapfrog from the old way of doing things to the new way with technology that is developed indigenously. And we need to capitalize on scaling this technology to make it available when farmers need it. And so, yeah, that's going to be my word to anyone who can get us in touch with the governments.
And I wish you all the best with that. I mean, you get it. I believe. I know so.
Yeah.
I know so. So, what's your advice to the young Ghanaian watching this? What would your story to take from your story?
I would say that don't listen to people when they say that Ghana is not a place where we solve problems. Block that noise out and just ask yourself, what is the biggest challenge that we are facing right now? And then go down the rabbit hole of trying to find the best solution to solve the problem. Don't transfer solutions from other places and think that they will solve our problems. We're a different society, we have different cultures, diverse cultures, and so how you build and deploy your technology really matters. And that means that you really have to know your stuff, do your research, and then conduct your preliminary research and development process to make the conclusion yourself whether or not the solution would work. It's the same thing we did. A lot of people told us that we couldn't build AI-powered robots in Ghana, and most of them were right. But we kept pushing, trying to find out if there was indeed any way at all to make the robots happen. And it turns out there is. There always is. You just have to push a bit to be able to get to that, to get the answer that you're looking for. And so my advice is block the noise. If you truly want to build solutions, just block the noise. Block the noise, know your stuff, do your research, build, test, and then form the conclusion yourself. Don't let someone else form the conclusion and tell you that you can't build in Ghana. So that's my advice.
Nuggets. Thank you for the gems.
Yep.
Congratulations to you as well.
Thanks, bro.
Hi. I appreciate for this,
Yeah.
bro.
Do you use this song?
Mpian ko sa, bo bien de lang.